What exactly would you say caused that? Because a lot of Nigerians will be wondering, a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic and a very distinguished personality in our society, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili, whatever that's transpired that led to that kind of situation must be worrisome. What you sat beside, you sat in between, you were sandwiched in between the two, the gentleman and the lady, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili and Senator Uwamboyi. What triggered it?
You know, today is the continuation of the Ethics Committee on the hearing of the petition that was presented by one of the constituents on behalf of Natasha, because the first petition she presented was very defective by virtue of the fact that it was in non-compliance with the rules of the Senate. So she now presented a proper petition that was signed by a constituent, you know, and then the investigation and hearing started last week. They tried as much as possible to ensure that opportunity is given to the petitioner to be in the Senate in order to adopt and give further evidence on his petition. So it was when the proceeding was going on that we found out that, I mean, he came with his lawyer in the person of Professor Abiola, my good friend, and then Dr. Ezekwesili Obi came also, says she's a witness. They asked her that, well, as a witness, no problem, she will have to take an oath, you know, after the petitioner must have adopted his petition. So I want to cut it short. So it was in the course of the proceeding that the chairman of the committee made a statement which the distinguished Senator Uwamboyi agreed with. So Obi got angry, Obi Ezekwesili got angry and asked him to shut up his mouth. That is actually what led to that altercation. It was, Obi, I'm a Christian, and one of the things I desire in life is that I must make heaven, and that is the truth. And I wouldn't like a situation where somebody will want to come and lie against any person. Obi himself made a very uncomplimentary statement, you know, against me as a person, but being a man, I didn't respond. I didn't even look towards that direction. I felt that maybe, you know, she's angry, you know, concerning this matter. This matter is a bit people are emotional about it and all that. Rationality has taken a flight. They don't want to look at issues from the rational point of view. No problem. But the point is, when this proceeding was going on, it was Obi's Ezekwesili's interjection and asking the distinguished senator to shut up his mouth that actually provoked the man. People react to issues differently. Maybe I would have taken a different, but he felt that she shouldn't speak to him in that way. So that's what you see. Of course, Nigerians won't see that. Already I heard that they were very angry with the senator that he was bullying Obi Ezekwesili and all that. I was there. I was trying to even calm her and say, Madam is all right. And then even the senator, because for me, that was not necessary. They have a petition and they have come to present. The world wants to know what is the petition allegation against Senator Godswill Akpabio, and they should come now and present it, and they have been given that opportunity. So the issue of now, you know, bringing quarrel and creating scene and creating all that content was not necessary.
To be clear, Senator Uwamboyi is a witness in the matter at the hearing.
At the hearing, so he was
Dr. Obi Ezekwesili is a witness in at that hearing.
At that hearing too,
Dr. Abiola Akeode
is a lawyer.
He's a counsel
to the petitioner.
To the petitioner.
Yes.
And I'm saying the as laid the affidavit, I don't know if you have a copy, as laid by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduagan, which is titled a petition against Senator Godswill Akpabio for sexual harassment, abuse of office, and obstruction of legislative duties before the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges, and Public Petitions. So part of the petitions and some of the headings of the petitions include sexual harassment, abuse of office, and malice. Those are some of the segments of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduagan's allegations against, which was contained in an affidavit which was laid before the committee. But the lawmaker wasn't present, but she swore this affidavit and submitted before the committee. But the question here is that there was also another part to it. That Senator Moswen, who is the chair of this committee, we understand now that he's going to be stepping aside. Is that right?
No, I don't think that. What happened was that the petitioner was saying, they started with the allegation that they have a senior advocate of Nigeria that is biased, so he can't be in it. So I don't know who they are referring to. So when they got to the fact that, look, this is not true, that there is no person in the committee that is actually, you know, biased, you know, against them, they now they also referred to Senator Uwamboyi. Senator Uwamboyi is not a member of the panel. He came as a witness and all that. So eventually they zeroed in on the chairman himself, that he himself is also biased. At the time, they were even saying that all the members of the panel was also biased. And I felt, look, this is a standing committee. you have made an allegation and is referred to that committee. So you come here now to present your petition, adopt it. You have already written the petition. You adopt the petition and then expatiate, because you, the petitioner, must have been explained to by the person who swore the affidavit, that is Senator Natasha, that this is the fact. These are the facts and all that. Then you will be in a position to say something and then call all your witnesses. That is the proper procedure. But the petitioner refused to adopt his petition. He was alleging that all of them are biased.
Procedurally,
yes.
Should the petitioner be present to adopt when there is a counsel?
In this case, the petitioner is actually the man who signed the petition, but he has Senator Natasha as a witness who will expatiate what happened, because she's the one making that allegation as a witness, and then maybe Obi Ezekwesili, who says she's a witness, also will give evidence, but she cannot give any evidence without the petitioner adopting his petition. That's
what is stalling.
That's what they're asking. Adopt your petition.
Was the petitioner present?
He was there. The young man was
there. Why was he not able to?
He was alleging bias, and we are saying, look, you have brought this petition before the Senate, and the Senate has referred this particular petition to a committee, a standing committee. They cannot constitute an ad hoc committee to hear this matter. It's already a standing committee. So you go ahead and present your petition, and call your witnesses. At least all the television houses were there, because what they did is to make sure that all the media houses were there in order to witness, in an open manner and in transparent manner what the issues are. Because all over the world, Senator Natasha has gone over the papers in the world, all over, in order to make all these allegations. And I told them when I appeared in channel with Professor Abiola, I said, look, has she done the writing of bringing this particular petition before an institution? There are institutions she can go to. She can go to the police. She can go to the judiciary. She can go to the Senate. That it is better you follow this particular complaint through a structured manner, which is what they did now. Because after that, my advice, the following day, she came with the petition, but unfortunately, it did not comply with the procedure of bringing in a petition. So they now corrected that. She went and did the writing. Now that the petition is before the committee, you present your petition and then allow the respondent now to rebut or to agree with you. And that was a golden opportunity, because all over the place, people are asking, you do carry investigation and you guys cannot kill the matter and all that. We said, look, there are procedure. The committee is going to look into it, and everyone will be given an opportunity to come and expatiate whatever the allegations are.
I imagine that this is not even a judicial panel. This is not a quasi-judicial panel. Yeah. This is somewhat an administrative panel in an institution. So, so it doesn't have all of the powers.
Well, I don't know what you mean by, because you take an oath. If you lie,
so does it make it a quasi-judicial panel?
Yeah, it is, because you take an oath, and if you lie, you can be taken up. If you lie, for perjury, because
and that's why they are laying their feet.
You must take oath. You go ahead now and expatiate. They're not. To me, it was a
let me ask this question, because it is a quasi-judicial panel, and when there's an allegations of bias on the panel who is supposed to adjudicate or bring justice into the matter, can the matter go forward in a proper judicial procedure naturally?
Let me just tell you.
Because the concept of natural justice has now been brought.
Let me tell you about the issue of bias. You allege bias. It's not in every case you allege bias that the judge, recuses himself. He can recuse himself if the facts are very, very obvious. That if he goes ahead to hear this matter, there is likelihood of somebody looking at it and say justice has not been meted out. There are instances I have, probably put up an application and asked a judge to recuse, and he said, no, the facts are not sufficient enough for me to recuse. You can go ahead with it. But if he feels that there is sufficient evidence, he can recuse himself. What was the evidence that was being given by the petitioner? I heard him loud and clear. He said that the chairman of the committee made a statement that the petition was dead on arrival. And that was explained that was the first petition that Senator Natasha presented that did not comply with the rules of the Senate. And they told her, as long as you are the presenter and also you are the signatory to this particular petition, it will not fly. So the right thing to be done is go and read the rules and then comply. And she did. Immediately she did the right thing. The petition was accepted by the Senate. It was laid on the floor of the Senate and referred to an appropriate committee. And that is the committee that is sitting today. They sat last week. They couldn't get to the petition. And in order for him now to expatiate on the allegation that he has brought. But unfortunately, he was now alleging bias. And we're saying, what is the bias? That he said that the petition was dead on arrival. And I said, look, which of the papers said it? Was it with the new petition or with the old petition? That was not explained. And the man says, in this matter, you must adopt your petition first. Even if you adopt your petition and call your witnesses, and at the end of the day, it's found out that I'm biased, of course, the man can recuse himself. There are many distinguished senators that are in that panel. There is even a senior advocate of Nigeria that is in that panel. He's a member of the panel, and he's a distinguished and he's a senior advocate of Nigeria. And there are so many other members of the distinguished senator that are members that could also preside. Many of them were there. So my take is that what I saw today was a situation of people that were not ready to go ahead with their petition. And that is, I may be wrong with my conclusion, because they came with a petition, and that opportunity is being given to them now to really adopt the petition and then prove all the things they have alleged in their verifying affidavit, right? And then give opportunity to the respondent also to reply. That's how this procedure. And they told them, look, we have a procedure here. We must follow that procedure. We cannot depart from our procedure.
Today, a judge recused himself from the matter, another matter, well, similar anyways, where the petitioner is also Senator Natasha against Senator Godswill Akpabio, and there is a new judge that will have to take up that matter. And similar issues. Well, this time around, it was Senator Godswill Akpabio who now accused the judge of bias, which the judge has now recused himself from.
Maybe the judge found worthy, probably the petition to be worthy. That's why he said, look, I don't want to handle this matter.
But there is an allegation of bias. This matter is somewhat defeated on arrival, considering the fact that the people who sat in judgment against Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, because her colleagues who suspended her, and she's gone around to say, look, there is this masculinity, this chauvinism tendency to shut her down, to gag her, and these are the same people who are going to sit in judgment on her matter. Don't you think that it's a defeated matter ab initio?
Sheikh, I don't know. Ashew, I don't know how you want me to reach to that conclusion. Because the point is that she has brought this particular petition before the Senate. It's an institution, and I said earlier that there are other institutions she can also approach in case she feels that the institution that she has approached she doesn't have confidence in them. If she feels she doesn't have confidence in the Senate, she can go to the judiciary, she can go to the police. But she felt that the right thing to be done is, first of all, let me bring this matter before the Senate. Now, if you have submitted this petition before the Senate, who do you want the angels to come and decide the matter? Because you are asking me this question and you are putting me in the radio. What do you want me to say? Am I now to say that you should assemble angels?
Let's assume that there was a time that there are allegations against the bench, against the judiciary, and there are sometimes blanket allegations. Oh, the judges are corrupt, and those who are petitioning the judiciary or those who are accusing the judiciary at some point will stand before the judiciary on a similar matter or on the same matter. So the question is that, do you want to get justice in the real sense from the people whom you have accused?
This question is hypothetical. The point is that she has brought her petition, and I want to say it with all sense of honesty that she has brought the petition before a committee. Before the Senate. The Senate has a standing committee. I hope you are hearing me.
No,
there is a standing committee that deals with matters like any misconduct against a senator or between them. So they must be referred to a committee called ethics, privileges, and public petition. They listen to both private and all that, even matter that affect senators, right? So that committee is a standing committee of the Senate. So if you have submitted this petition before that particular Senate and they are referred to that committee, there is no other committee in the Senate that can handle except them. Now, if you don't want them to handle the matter, the other alternative is to go to court and expatiate this allegation you have made, right? Or you go to the police. You remember that this matter is alleging happened in 2023 and only resurrected after this issue of seat that was reallocated, remember? Now, remember that her husband was not even aware of this story until she was on television in order to announce all this, right? No problem. The point is that you have now had a golden opportunity to expatiate on this allegation. You've been all over the world. There is no television house in Europe and America that Senator Natasha has not been to in order to put up this allegation. Now you have a structured institution that can handle it, in your country. Now, why don't you now come boldly? Even if you don't succeed, there are other alternatives also where you can go to. So why would you now come and create? Because to me, what they did, they came with, they were aggressive, they were a bit, angry, and no. You have a golden opportunity now in a structured manner, full of wisdom. Gentlemen, this is my petition. These are the verifying affidavit. These are the exhibits.
Let me ask you.
And none of these things were done. So how do you now want the Senate to adjudicate on the matter?
In other crimes, these kind of allegations leveled against the presiding officer. In the UK, for example, we've seen Prime Minister resign on issues less than this. There are those who are saying Godswill Akpabio with these allegations and the fact that this matter has given Nigeria a bad name globally because of how this has gone. Is it also right to have the Senate President to have considered in settling this matter in other ways, or perhaps just stepping away from this matter so that there might be proper justice? Because sitting as the presiding officer, there are definitely those who think that there will be bias and there will be the matter might be defeated from the very start.
My take is that you mentioned in America, in London, they, in such an allegation is made against any public officer, they normally want to maybe allow proper investigation to be done, which is also what the Senate is trying to do in this circumstance. But there must be evidence. because I'm also curious, to look at evidence that the person who has alleged the sexual harassment has presented. There are two things he has said, which, if there are sufficient evidence, I will be one of the person that will advise Senator Godswill Akpabio to step aside. The first allegation is that on 8th of December, in the home of Senator Akpabio in Uyo, she was with her husband, and then the senator took them to all the rooms and then said, "You like my house? We would like to come back here for you to make me happy. I'm the presiding officer." That is one of them. The second one is when she did not wear, her ring, her wedding ring, and the man saw that she was not. Is there an invitation to treat? And that, according to her, those things were said in the presence of senators and all that. As I speak to you, there is no single witness that has been named. There is no single expert. There is no single text message. There is no single evidence in the verifying affidavit. She has an affidavit, because you have evidence, it's evidence.
All the allegations she's made are said to be verbal.
They are all verbal, no corroboration, no single witness has been named.
If there are issues of sexual nature, and these are verbal. Nature, what kind of evidence?
Is your word against mine? Yeah. That I told you that you come and make me happy. Did that mean sexual harassment? Or I see you didn't wear any ring and I say that is an invitation to treat, that is sexual harassment. Now let's even assume, but not considering that is evidence of sex.
That is sexual harassment actually. When a married man tells a married woman that he should come make her happy. Make him happy.
We don't know what happy, what manner of happy is. Is it to sleep with him? When is it come and make me happy? Or is it come and cook for me? You can read it to be that it has to do with sex. It may be come and cook for me, or come and have a nice, but whatever it is, I'm not considering that. What I'm saying, who witnessed? Is it your husband was there? You didn't tell your husband, according to her. We're going to the merit of the case now. You didn't tell your husband these things until 2025 when your seat was reallocated and all that. So sentiment now.
These are some of the other things.
Yes, what other things again?
She said, "Quote,
yes,
Natasha, I am the chief." I'm making reference.
Yes, to what he said at the Godswill said.
He said, "Natasha, I am the chief presiding officer of the Senate.
Yes, and
you can enjoy a whole lot from me if you take care of me and make me happy."
That's allegation again. Word against both of them. Is there any person? Is it in written form? Is there any witness there? Now, in all this, her allegation is that she could not perform her duty as a senator because the sexual advances were rejected, rebuffed. This particular senator was voted as one of the best senators this year by Arise this day because of her performance, because of opportunity given to her to perform in the chambers. She did move several motions. That is a synopsis of all her contribution, both on motions, both on bills. She has a bill that is on second reading. She was the one that moved the motion for the investigation of Ajokuta still, and then a committee has been set up. They visited even the site on issue of corruption. She has so many things. She has made several contributions. She was one that announced the death of one of her, titled, Eze or chief of Oba in our environment. And there are so many. There are so many. If you see what she has done, that is why Arise and this day made her one of the best senators in the Federal Republic of Nigeria in 2024-2025. So if she was not given that opportunity as a result of sexual harassment, how could she have attained that level? What I'm trying to say in effect is that I am not making light of whatever allegations she has made. She has brought this petition now in a structured manner. She has followed instruction by bringing it up. So this golden opportunity has been presented to you by the Senate. Why don't you go ahead and say, these are the allegations, these are my evidence and all that. Don't assume that they will be against you. Because by the time you assume it, why did you bring it in the first place? You brought it before. They must look at it.
Let's wrap this up in this manner. And I'd like to ask you, because this is getting so dirty and perhaps at this stage of our democracy, I'm not sure we should be talking about sexual advances discussing our policy and governance.
And it's making undermining what the Senate and all that, how the House of Rep, they're doing, even under the dispensation. We are undermining it, we are reducing it and all that.
And I'm going to ask you, most sincerely, so that efforts and resources are not spent in, and time are not spent in what could be a trivial matter in the real sense, if people are not going astray in their duties. How do you think, this is on the final note, your final word if you may tonight, what do you think, or how do you think this matter can be laid to rest? And perhaps if it's a political solution, how can this be laid to rest?
God will bless you.
Or resolved.
Let me say this. We have had issues on the floor of the Senate and even the House of Reps, where there are disagreements and all that between senators and all that. Then the next thing is that they come together and say, I am sorry. And then the matter is resolved. It has happened even with Senator Godswill Akpabio. There was a time he had such an altercation with the former Senate president. But when he was explaining, look, this is the proper procedure, he said, gentlemen, distinguished senators, I'm very, very sorry. I got it wrong. So I felt that with the altercation that took place on the 25th of February on the floor, that it could be that Senator Natasha was angry and she's a human being to be angry and all that. That the following day, she can come back and say, I'm sorry for what transpired, because many senators came to her that day. You watch it on national television. I said, madam, it's okay, go to the seat. From there, you can address it. She refused and said she does doesn't want to listen to any person. She went to Berekete radio. No problem. She could have still come back to say, I'm sorry. She now said she's going to appear on her rights, and the whole world should watch her. The next thing is sexual harassment. So you begin to ask, do this person want this matter? Then the next thing you went to IPU. The next thing you went to BBC. Sky News. Why are you externalizing all this?
So how do you think that
this thing should be resolved? Because many persons have come. A lot of institutions. That's the vice president of a country in Africa came over this matter and said, look, Mr. President, we want to have this matter resolved. President said, look, I am not against any resolution of this matter. I am open to it. But go and talk to Lady Natasha. If she wants this matter to be resolved, she knows where that matter can be resolved. Come back to the Senate, where she is elected to represent her people and say, I am sorry. And this matter with that. But you want to insist on proving your sexual harassment. Nobody's asking you to step down on it. Go ahead now, your opportunity has been given to you. Or if you don't believe in the Senate, go to the court. If you don't believe in the court, go to the Nigerian police. But you don't believe in I don't know where else to go.
But can the Senate, legally speaking, this case has gone to court, can the Senate panel continue?
Now, the matter is also sub judice, remember? But they still want the situation where they can even go ahead to hear the matter on merit. Because they asked the young man, okay, go ahead and adopt your petition. We want to hear you, right? And they refused to adopt his petition.
So is the action of the Senate committee sub judice? Because if the case is in court and you are hearing this,
no, they have not made any ruling yet.
Okay,
they have not given us what
the case is presented.
What I'm saying is that the committee will not give us a report based upon what transpired today, whether they are going ahead with the matter, or whether the matter is sub judice, or whether they are making any ruling on the matter. But the point is that the petitioner failed the golden opportunity given to him to adopt his petition. He refused to adopt it. That's actually.
Alpha, did you listen to that? You listen to this, right? This is senior advocate. He was there present today in that drama that wrote that Senate committee today. He was there, senior advocate. You see how he explained the issues, what happened. I don't even want to talk about what happened because we talked about that before. Now, the issue of Natasha presented her petitions today. Now, the petitions they were trying to defend herself, or the petition looking. So now, for what this senior advocate said, now, if he was to give judgment, now for what he said, that is to say, that evidence, that issue of sexual harassment allegations is dead on arrival for what this man has explained now. It means that they failed to prove themselves. There is no evidence to that sexual harassment. You know, when I sat here, every time I've analyzed and explained the way I understood this issue. People will say, what are you saying? This and this, and who are you supporting? Why not use this and this and that? One thing I keep telling you is, once any matter gets to the court of law, court does not they don't judge issue based on public opinion. They don't judge issues based on public opinion, because many people are in favor of this person. And the court should also go in favor of that person in delivering their judgment. If not because we says all these people are corrupt, we hate them, they are not doing the needful, they are corrupt, they are being compromised. Do you understand? They judge issues based on the evidences you provided. If your evidence is not substantial enough, they are not even going to accept it. Some evidence you say you think you have. You think you have those evidence, but in the court of law, those evidence, some of them are not even acceptable, are not admissible in the court of law. They are not admissible in the court of law. Not to even talk. Now, this man was there. Look at it. They said they failed to defend themselves, to present those evidence they said they have. But this woman has gone everywhere, all the media houses, locally and internationally, saying all this. Now, what I'm saying, since the one that I've been talking about this, I am not supporting, as a media person, you're not expecting me to support Natasha or support Akpabio. Let me tell you this now. If I support Natasha or I support Akpabio over Natasha, I support Natasha over Akpabio, that means I am biased. Do you understand? I am biased. I will blame this. Balance it. So if you are expecting me to just come and blame one person, it's a lie. It's not working. It's not like that. Do you understand? It's not like that. Now, this is, in my language, they say, Egana Baigbe or Aiye. Now, this is the time to prove yourself. This lawyer was there. Now, what he explained so far, it means that these people has failed. Probably they do not have evidence, substantial evidence to back up their claim. Isn't it? And when you say sexual harassment, he asks you to come. When you get to the court, he say, come. When you come, we have a good time here. Come and spend time with me, or come and have a good time. Then when the learned judges will explain or interpret that for you, then you will know that, oh, this is what, because that statement, it means a lot. in different, because if you look at it in different way, it could mean many things. And now, many things you said, there is no somebody eyewitness. There is no text messages to that. There is no phone recording, audio recording, whatever. No, maybe this is just the beginner stage, though. Maybe they have all those things. So it's not time to present it yet, but time is going. Do you understand? So I'm not, if you ask me, Akpabio have any reasons to be there? No. But because Akpabio is doing something wrong, or they are all corrupt, compromised, the Senate House being rubber stamped. So because of that, we not expect every little thing, even if it's innocent or not innocent, we should all blame all of them. Do you understand? So none of them is good. They are all the same. They are all the same. Nobody is saying ever since day one. I have never said that Fabio is not guilty, or he has not done it, or he did it. No, we just say, okay, this is allegation. I wasn't there. We need evidence to believe what you are saying. That's what we said. Now, the lawyer has explained. If you have to make based on that, what lawyer said, don't you see that this matter now, there is no way forward? The way forward is to go and apologize later, or this matter could even affect her career. This matter she might not even go back to that Senate House. Do you understand? So I said yesterday, you need to be smart, calculative. You need to, I look ahead. I think ahead what is going to happen later, not just what happened at that day. That thing has happened, it has happened. You are looking at what is going to happen next. You must be very, you must think forward. Do you understand? Anyways, please share this video.